Hey y'all, what's up? In today's episode of Shit I Be Thinking About, I want to discuss boundaries and responsibilities in the workplace. So, I happened upon a conversation with one of the guys at the parts counter, and he was talking to our new HR person. And as they were having a conversation, we were talking about different things here, there, and everywhere. And, just the outlay of the company and, how things go here. Nothing bad, just general conversation. And when she walked away, he decides to chime in and tell me, oh, yeah, she was here telling me about a certain employee's um, recruitment bonus, or, you know, and I was like, excuse me? The reason why is because he works in the parts department. I work in the service department. I am the steward of this shop. He is the steward of the parts department. This person decides that he would take it upon himself to call HR to inquire about the recruitment bonus that one of my guys is getting for bringing a friend in. I said, hold the fuck up. And I sat him down real quick. I said, let's come to an understanding, my friend. You run your guys the way you run your guys, and I run my guys the way I run my guys. And please, I'm sorry if I'm using, verbiage that isn't appropriate. But what I'm saying is, he represents the guys in the parts department in the warehouse. I represent the guys in the shop. So where does he feel that he has the right to inquire about one of the people that I represent to HR? And he's like, well, she's new and she's only been here 2 weeks and she didn't know. I don't give a shit if she was here 2 minutes. You direct her to me when she wants to know information about somebody in my department. And I'm trying to get the message through to him without cussing him, because he doesn't seem to understand that he did something wrong. We'll talk about another thing that he did in just a couple of seconds. So as I'm breaking it down to him, I need you to understand, you do not handle any of the business in my department. You take care of your department. And even if you started the conversation, you should still direct the HR person to me and not you to give the information to the person that I represent. Well, after some conversation, because I waited until, the guy that I represent got back to work, and I asked him a question. I said, did you have a problem or did you have an issue with your recruitment bonus? And he said, no. I said, well, I can't use his name. I was like, but I'll just say Jim. How does Jim know about your situation? He said, I don't know, because I was talking about it to somebody else. I never mentioned it to him. Oh, really? So what you're saying is this person eavesdropped on your conversation and then took it upon himself to go up to HR to inquire about something that was none of his fucking business? I was hotter than a firecracker by then. So, using my skills of diplomacy, I trotted my way up to the HR department and I talked to both of them at the same time. The one young lady that was at the parts counter before, and the other young lady, they're both new. So they are learning the system, and I've been working with them as far as certain things, are concerned in our shop. So I gave them the story. I let them know, Jim has a way of overstepping his bounds, and what he did was not right. He eavesdropped on the conversation, and then he called HR to inquire about this guy's benefit, or, whatever he was supposed to get in his paycheck. And none of that came back to me. So we have a problem. Now, HR understands, and I didn't go in there with malice, and I did not go in there hot. I didn't, yell at anybody, but, these two women are learning the system, and I've been helping them along ever since they started working here. And we have to understand that there's a Anyway, there's a difference between the shop and the parts. I'm not doing this video again. I'm at lunch and this is one shot deal. So anyhow, after all that was said and done, everybody understands, but I don't think he does because he does it regularly. And now I'm going to finish the story out with this. Last week, he took it upon himself to go and get another guy's fob authorized for him to come in 24 hours to get into the building. That guy obviously did not like that because it was not his place. He's not a manager, all right? Neither am I. But in my department, I'm given liberty and I'm given more responsibilities to take care of different things. So, like I said in other videos, I'm an unofficial third manager. So I do things that are related to the people in my department that I represent. He is not. He's a parts counter guy and he is their union representative. But they don't like him. All right? We'll just get that out of the way. And what he did, because his boss was off that day, he took it upon himself to go up to IT to get this guy's fob authorized for 24-hour access. Needless to say, the guy that he decided to do this for was very upset, and they had words. So this guy doesn't seem to understand boundaries, and he doesn't understand responsibilities, and he doesn't understand that there are certain things that you have to clear with people before you take it upon yourself to just go ahead and do. Bonus. About 2 years ago, he was eavesdropping on my conversations like four days in a row. He was eavesdropping on my conversations. And the one day, I just got really pissed off and said, dude, why the fuck do you have to be so goddamn nebby all the time? And he snapped out and was like, fine, I won't talk to you ever again. And whose feelings are you hurting here, dog? Needless to say, it took about 9.5 months of him not talking to me before he broke. Because you don't seem to understand. I'm 10th level petty, and all you did was do me a favor. But this is the thing that I need people to understand. Is you have to understand your responsibilities, your limitations, and your boundaries. He overstepped, and he got spanked. And I don't think he's going to learn his lesson. He's probably going to do this shit again. I don't know. Do any of you at work have a person like that? Let me know in the comments. All right. Only 2 people watch my videos, so you know, y'all too, let me know. But anyway, that's shit I be thinking about. Y'all have a good one. Deuces.